Hey guys, so I just want to show you some of the work I'm doing with Mr. Manny here. We are free shaping a focused heel of sorts. So what that means is basically putting him in a situation where he's doing the behavior and then just rewarding him for it. And we sort of just want to make him follow us. It's really the point, okay? And he's doing really well with it. You're gonna see what I do is I let him have very easy success early on. We've already sort of worked on this, so there's gonna be some stuff that you don't get to see because I've already covered it. But really the point here is that when he gets, there's a circle, there's an invisible circle, right? And when he gets to go two outside those lines, right? I'm really gonna be patient with him and let him figure it out for himself. And then at times I'm gonna make it very clear what I want, not necessarily by telling him, but by just moving in a way that I know will get him to do the behavior that I need him to do. And I mean, this is something that can be elaborated on for the rest of his life. You know, it can be perfected for the rest of his life. You know, it's something that you can do with him, and it's only going to get better and better and better. You really want to reward him being close to you and showing enthusiasm when he does so, okay? So I'm going to do that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is, you see I have one of his bowls here, and it's upside down, right? That's going to be used, it's called a perch or a target, right? And this basically centers the dog. So when he's not focused with me, I'm going to send him there. And then I'm going to release him from there. I might reward him for going there in the beginning, but he's going to get more rewarded for being with me. This gives him a place to put his energy to. So if he's not doing something, right, and he's just standing around, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's not fun, right? And it's just not, I mean, it's just realistic, right? This can be generalized, right? This target, right? So when you go outside, you can send him to a chair, you can make him touch a wall, right? So this way he's doing something with himself instead of just standing around, which, I mean, with him and the reactivity, that's when the reactivity will pop up. Okay, so, all right, here we go. He's definitely in a working mood. I've already given him some treats. I took him out to pee and poo. And yeah. What's up? All right, let's get to work. I don't need Daddy. Good. So he's learned, right? Okay, go. Good. Okay. Up. Yeah. Good. 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 That. Okay. Yes. Good. Nice. Yes, good. We're also doing some rear end awareness. And so the second he moves his back legs, yes, I'm going to mark it, yes, verbally, and he gets a treat. Okay. Hey, I love his enthusiasm. No. I'm really going to slow it down here. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Sit. Down. Down. Okay, now we're just going to take a break. It's really important to keep sessions short. It's easier for the memory to retain information. And you also want the dog to understand that calmness is part of the routine. Okay, so. No. I don't suggest breaking the trees up this way. I'm just used to it. I'm going to take like 2 more minutes so he can decompress a little bit. No. No. Down. Circle the dog. Really want to bring that heart rate down. No, hey. No. Sit. Down. See if this little shot. You'll see another thing. What I'm doing is luring. So that's the part that you didn't really get to see because it's just not that interesting to begin with. But it's the beginning steps basically, and what you want to accomplish is having the dog follow your hand, right? And we keep it really simple in the beginning so the dog has success with it. And what's really important to understand is that you mark it verbally before you allow them to have the treat. And you want them to be a little brash in how they're interacting with your hand, right? Because it shows enthusiasm, right? So, and it's actually something that you have to practice where you're going straight lines back and forth. So if you're going like this, right, you want to make the dog follow the hand. And they're going to be touching the hand, and again, it's okay if they're a little brash with it, right? But it's really important. And see how I put the treat in between, sort of the way a magician holds his, whatever he's trying to hide from the audience, right? So this way it's just secure. Really what you want to do is just make sure the nose smells it, right? And once they show that they're following your hand, you say yes, and then you give them the reward, okay?
What's up, man? So, and the same applies. See, for the target, right, is once they get on the target, right, your hand is still going to be there. And they're going to be nudging at your hand. But you can have all the time in the world to decide when you want to reward, right? It's really important that you say yes. So you sort of take like 2 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds, and then give them a reward. This way, the word yes becomes an indication that the dog is doing something right, not the treat. Because eventually what you're going to be doing outside, or just, when the dog's already learned the behavior, is that you don't want to depend on the treat. You want to depend on the verbal cue, right? Call it the marker. Now you see how it has like applications here. Okay. Good. Now I'm changing up my marker word. Good. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sit. So I tell him to sit and he gets down. It's fine. It's the same thing in this context, right? We just want the dog to relax. So it's not important that they sit or down, right? It's the connotation of what we're trying to get him to do is more important. And he understands that. So. Okay, now you can see I'm changing up my marker, like I said. Now I'm saying good instead of yes. The only difference is that the word good indicates that what he's doing at that moment is what we want him to do. And usually the inclination is that he's in one spot and he stays in that spot. Okay. Good. That sort of makes them up, but it's not necessarily so important. Fix it. Good. Yeah. Yes. Now you can see how he gets a little hesitant in some spots with the luring. That's when you want to take baby steps and just make it clear for him. And you can see how heavy he's breathing right now. So we're just going to relax again. Sit. No. Good. Nice. So we're just going to take another second to relax. found another. Yes. All right, now this is sort of working on other things. Right. Good. Good. So now you practice on distance, right? Good. Good. You always release them. Okay. Okay, sit. Down. Good. Yes. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm trying to accentuate is, good job, is that now he knows where the perch is, the target, right? He understands that, right? And he's gotten rewards, of course, for going there. He understands it, no question, right? Now what we want to do is sort of use that as like a pre-Mac principle, right? Where we no longer reward him in place going to the target. We reward him still, but we make him break the target and come to us instead. Okay? And he could definitely do it. He just, but we're going to take another break because his heart rate is pretty up there. What's up? You working hard? Hmm? What's up? And he's very toy driven too, so you could do this with a toy. I'm definitely going to do this with a toy. What's up? What's up? Woo. Hey, how are you? Okay, we're just going to calm down a little bit because he's super excited. The thing is, if you don't allow them to decompress, you're not going to be... Oh, look at this. Yes. Ooh, this is really good. Okay. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So, especially when it comes to luring. Okay, go. See. Yes. Okay, this is something I can actually work on right here. He's getting to be a little bit lazy in how he comes up my hand. I want him to make sure he understands that it's okay for him to follow my hand. All right, I'm going to get back up. Yes, good. Come. Okay. Yes, good, nice. Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Yeah, I really want him to shut up because he's bugging out. Good. See, now I can say good and not get from the tree because you already understand that that's what I want him to do. And instead, the tree can be used for luring, which is what we're going to do. Okay, come. Good. He's getting a little tired. Good. Come. Yes, good. Okay, now the turn. You see how it turns into my leg, and he touches my leg. That's what I want. I'd rather him be pressing up against me than going out and doing something else. Okay, down. His heart rate is pretty up there, so I'm just going to slow it down. While he's resting, I guess talk a little bit more about the idea of him healing. That was nice. Yeah. All right. Yes. Good. 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 That was nice. You could see for a couple seconds he gets confused and he doesn't start to follow. So you just got to slow down, and then you can go back to luring, which he obviously understands. So usually how I finish these exercises, I'm basically done, but how I finish these exercises is end with a toy reward instead of a food reward. This just changes up the dynamic for him. And of course he gets something to bite, right? It's a lot thicker than toys. And his toy drive is pretty significant, so we use that to the advantage. It's also good to give him a little massage afterwards, any type of physical interaction. It's definitely, research has shown that it definitely restores the memory. And he likes to get his pets. So again, this is something that you can do for the rest of his life, and you can only make it better. You can make it more intricate. You work on the 3Ds, which is duration, distance, distractions. I'm pretty sure it's that order. It's correct. You want to work on those three things nonetheless. And he already has duration down on the box, on the target. So that's great. He gets it. He definitely gets it. Easy to work with. And distractions. He really doesn't have any distractions. Like, when he growled earlier, you heard him growl. His growling is it's not significant. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just doing it because he doesn't trust other dogs. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't control their dogs as well as they should. And so he's got his reasons for not trusting other dogs, right? It really makes sense. And it's nothing I would ever necessarily, sometimes, whether or not I would correct him for it is really dependent on the situation, if it gets too out of line. Or, of course, if you have engagement set up, you can just go back to engagement. Because you'd rather be working with me than growling at another dog, so. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. You did it. You did it. You're a champion. You're a champion. You're a champion. Ooh. He likes to bite. Playful bite. They're playful bites. Good boy, man. Good boy. He's a great working dog. He has a great working ethic. He likes to work for the food. It's just important to make sure he's doing the right things. Right? Did I get the spot? Did I get the spot? Did I? See, you could see how he wants to bite. This is perfect for like a toy, right? Because I can't get my hand to bite, so it's my mistake on not bringing a toy out. I really just wanted to focus on the food, and you should spend a lot of time just focusing on the food to make things clear for him. You shouldn't really use a toy if the dog doesn't have a good out, because that will bring conflict into the situation, and then they're not going to like the game to begin with. So, all right.